Hey everyone, Bria Brown here, and welcome to BTV, Be the Voice, where there are no gray areas, strictly black and white. Today I'm going beyond the runway with a Detroit native fashion blogger and now an assistant buyer who currently resides in New York to talk about New York Fashion Week. Hi Jasmine, how are you doing today?
Hi, Bria. I'm good. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Thank you. All right, so I want to talk quickly about what's going on in New York Fashion Week. So, New York Fashion Week is held in February and September of each year. Fashion shows are held from sunup to sundown and are generally last from 7 to 9 days so that people can view international fashion collections. So, Jasmine, let me ask you, New York Fashion Week is focusing on spring and summer in the fall. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, what are some trends you're expecting to see on the runway for the spring summer collection?
Um, so one thing that I expect to see that already started off really strong this past summer and spring, but is gonna definitely continue for next summer and spring 2016 is denim. Denim is gonna make a heavy effect, whether it's not just your typical pants, but in the form of dresses, rompers, like overalls, just different separate shirts, whatever it is, you name it, it's in denim.
Okay.
Another thing that I think is going to make a big impact is summer knits. So taking your, typical conventional knit fabric that you would wear in the winter, but making it more summer appropriate. So like in the form of crop top, in the form of loose fitting pants, anything like that, you can really think to see summer knits coming really strong.
Okay.
One thing that I think is going to be really big is just like clothing that flows. So we're kind of steering away from necessarily like all tight clothing, but like a lot of things that I've heard are flare pants are coming back in. So either like your high waist flare pant, your typical like flow and go pant, and even like a cropped flare like a culotte, even something like that is definitely still going to be in.
Okay.
I think another one last trend would be the suit. The suit is going to make a big impact, especially in women's fashion. It's all about that kind of androgynous feel, giving the women kind of that power when they wear a suit. Not like your typical, wear to work like suit, but think like your power suit, but with a new added flair. So either it's like a high waist loose pant, or it's an oversized blazer, or it's in a bright pattern or fabric. Think those type of trends.
Okay.
And lastly, embroidery is going to be really strong. You can expect to see that in probably dresses, tops, skirts, jackets, you name it,
Pretty much
it should be
anything.
embroidered. Literally.
Okay. What colors do you expect to see on the runway, Jasmine? Are you more so thinking that designers would do more pastel colors, or do you think they're going to stick with bold colors for spring summer?
I think it's really just going to depend on the designer and what type of look they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the designer that kind of sticks with more of that, like I was talking about, like the clothing that flows and like the relaxed suit and like if there's like a flowing trench, that's another big thing, like a flowing trench as opposed to your regular structured jacket. I
Right.
feel like a designer like that is going to stick more into your like pastels and your neutrals because those are just like the colors that kind of work well with that type of design. But when I think about like the embroidery trend, that's very much so more like festive, bright colors, like your reds, your oranges, your yellows, your greens, like really kind of like tailoring back to that like really popping colors, really
Okay.
like standout designs, and embroidery is gonna be strong. So I think for things like that, it's gonna be really like bold colors.
All right, Jasmine. So explain to us a little bit what your blog is about.
So my blog is just a fashion blog. It's completely dedicated to women's fashion right now. I want to expand it to men's in the future, but right now it's just all about women's fashion, dedicated to my personal style, fashion trends that are going on,
Mm-hmm.
events in fashion like New York Fashion Week, designer launches, you name it. I like to coordinate outfits, so like putting together outfits that I think are on trend for the time and like showing people where to get it. That's pretty much what my blog is composed of.
All right, that sounds great. Now, On your blog for the New York Fashion Week Fall Winter 2015 in February, I saw a post where you said, I love leather and definitely wear it year round. Do you still feel that way? And if you do, what are some ways that you dress up and dress down leather?
Yes, I definitely feel that way. I love leather. I actually just had on a leather shirt yesterday. I feel like leather is something that you can wear year round, like because leather comes in so many different forms. You can have a leather jacket, you can have leather pants, you can have a leather skirt, you can have a leather shirt, like you name it, it can come in leather. So I feel like ways to dress up leather are, for example, like I have a leather pencil skirt. You can wear that with a nice blouse and heels, and that dresses up leather. Another way to dress down leather is I have a leather like t-shirt style shirt that I'll style with just boyfriend jeans and my Adidas and go. So it really just depends on kind of how you manipulate the different items you have. Like you can easily, like for example, if you have a leather vest, you can
Mm-hmm.
dress it down by pairing it even with like sneakers, like flat booties, and like I've worn my leather vest with a crew neck t-shirt, boyfriend jeans, and sneakers. That's a way to dress it down. But if I want to wear it out, I'll wear it with high waist pants, heels, a blouse, and my leather blazer. I mean vest, excuse me. So that's just ways to kind of like switch up your look, but still use one item.
Now, Jasmine, a lot of people say that fashion is repeating itself. I heard that some styles are coming back in from like the 70s to the 90s now. What trends from that era do you think is going to be on the runway?
I think a lot of trends that were happening from the 70s to 90s are coming back now. One big trend, like I said before, during New York Fashion Week, you'll see are the flare pant, the wide leg pant. That's something that I see all my mom wearing in pictures of her from before I was born.
Yeah,
So
my
that's
mom
another
did
big
that
thing.
too.
Like platform shoes slash creeper shoes, like those just made a big effect in fashion, and
Mm-hmm.
those are definitely from the 80s. Suede has been so big this past season, and like suede dresses, like those big suede jackets, that's
Mm-hmm.
something that came from the 70s. So like little things like that really have repeated themselves to show that fashion is really circular. So like if you really invest in your clothing and stay, around the same size, you can probably wear something again in 15 years, honestly.
Okay. So pretty much quality over quantity, right?
You know, it just depends. I feel like it depends on what stage of your life you're at. Like,
Okay.
of course, at our age, you're really into fast fashion, so that's like your Forever 21, your H&M, where the trends just come and go. But
Right.
it's all about investing in clothing if it's something that you really want and you really want to see longevity in.
All right, Jasmine. Now, where can viewers find the look for less? What are some stores that viewers can go to?
So when thinking about getting the look for less, a few stores come to mind. I would probably say first off, so that's really big in New York is ZARA. ZARA has both brick and mortar stores, but they also have online stores,
Mm-hmm.
and both men and women can shop there. They really cater to all age groups, and it's really like on trend pieces, what you saw on the runway, but at a moderate price point that most of us can afford. So that's
Right.
really great. And they have both men and women, like I said, and they even have kids too. So for if anybody has children, you can dress your children there too.
Oh, good.
Another store that I love that is just an online store is ASOS. ASOS is great. They really have everything that you could be looking for. They really are into keeping up with the trends,
Mm-hmm.
and they range from like accessories to clothes to shoes. Like it's really amazing. And I'm a very frugal shopper. So one thing I love about ASOS is that they're constantly having a sale, and you can really like tailor your look for less. So that's one great thing about ASOS. Another store is TOPSHOP.
Mm-hmm.
TopShop also has a store for men called Top Man. They're another fast fashion store that really does keep up with the trends. And TopShop is really good on quality items. Like the quality is really nice and the items last. What I'm wearing right now is actually from TopShop. So as you can see, I like the store a lot, but the store is really great and they do cater to those trends and what you're looking for. Then they also have classic pieces and like ZARA and ASOS, they range from accessories to shoes to any type of clothing you would want.
Okay.
Um, I think those are probably like my top three that are for both men and females. Maybe like just for women, places like a store called Mango. It actually came from Europe. They have a lot of really cute fashion pieces that are very good investments. Another store is called And Other Stories. A lot of people haven't heard of it, but it's actually the sister company to H&M, and they recently just came to America. They have a store in New York right now, and I think they plan to branch out into more places, but they have really cute items, and they're very like on trend quality pieces that like are something that you can invest in. I wouldn't say they're the cheapest, but they're at a more affordable price point if you're comparing it to, you know, like a $300 item. It's definitely more affordable.
Jasmine, we've been talking about New York Fashion Week, styles, trends, colors, but there's one question that I haven't asked you. What designer are you looking forward to seeing at New York Fashion Week?
I think the designer that I'm most excited to see is Alexander Wang. Alexander Wang is probably like one of my favorite designers for sure. I feel like he is just really monumental in the fashion movement in general. I feel like he's always ahead of the trends that other designers haven't even thought of yet. So like he'll conceptualize something that will like finally catch on the runways, maybe like the next season.
Right.
So I'm really excited to see what he has to bring to the table because I feel like whatever he shows always pretty much turns into gold when it comes to like fashion trends or like what you'll see with street style or what people are really like wanting.
Okay, well, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Jasmine, from talking to me all the way from New York. It was such a pleasure to have you here on BTV, and maybe we'll talk back to you back in February for fall winter, okay?
Can't wait. Thanks so much for having me, Bria.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
So, Fashion Week starts on September 10th. For those who would like to see Fashion Week and who do not reside in New York, you can watch Fashion Week online at fashionweekdates.com, and you can click the live stream for whatever show that will be live streaming at that time. I'd like to thank Jasmine once again for Skyping in with us all the way from New York to talk about New York Fashion Week. And I want to thank you guys for joining us here on BTV. Catch us next time.